All right. Yeah, no, welcome to Rector Riches. My name is Thomas G. Welcome to episode number 9. Is it episode number 9? Yeah, episode number 9. We're going to get into the hot topic of the day. I had just brought down the stream I was in. So if you guys are in the old one, hopefully you're not. We're on a new stream now. I forgot to plug in the audio. So if you guys are joining, make sure you let me know that all systems are working now. It looks like we should be all right. Don't forget to subscribe, pound the like button, and go out there on Twitter. I'm actually going to post this out there right now because we want to discuss, has the PDAI PEGGENING finally commenced? Is it in action? Is this happening? Is what took place today a clear sign that the PEGGENING is on? There is a lot of speculation, guys. I'm telling you right now, there is a lot of excitement, confusion. People are wondering, like, what in the world's going on? We're going to take a deep dive into that, all right? We're going to definitely take a deep dive into that and see what's going out there. I did do a post on Twitter earlier today talking about, turns out that there was no PDAI pairing going on when it comes to Ethereum, but on Pulsechain, these transactions are happening by the minute nonstop. So I woke up to a post that was talking about the fact that Richard Hart was pairing up PDAI that would have been bridged over on Ethereum. Like, it showed a transaction that was on DBank that wasn't correct, right? And what happened was there was a glitch on DBank. So that glitch made it seem as if you were seeing PDAI being, I guess, paired up with like DAI on Ethereum. Wasn't the case, right? Wasn't the case. What turns out is there's some action going on with the Curve contract. And we'll take a look at that right now. Let me make sure that we are definitely live right now. I'll pull it up. Let me pull it up on YouTube really quick. Let me pull this up on YouTube really quick. We got 3 viewers. Hopefully everybody can hear me. B-Ram says you're good now. Sorry about the last stream. I had to pull that down and plug it in because OBS didn't see that it was getting the feed. So the PDAI narrative has been so strong for like well over 1 year now. When people first started talking about PDAI publicly, it was in early August of 2023. So fast forward 1 year down the road, and some things have taken place. So I'm going to go on DBank to take a look at what's going on the blockchain, right? We take a look here at the price of PDAI. The news of this possibly happening, which people thought it was being paired up on Ethereum, which wasn't true, spiked the price up over 50% on PDAI, right? So I went to take a look at what's going on the actual blockchain, and you're going to see here this address actually belongs to the Curve protocol, right? The Curve protocol has been around for, since 2020, September 6, 2020. You can see here on DBank. And if you refresh it, which I'm going to refresh right here, looks like the last transaction that took place was 12 minutes ago. And this wallet holds over $180 million of actual like value. And you'll see it has the Ethereum portfolio and the Pulsechain portfolio. So you go on the Ethereum side here and you click transactions, and you're going to see the daily transactions that take place on the actual chain. It's going to show you what takes place on Curve protocol. But then when you go to portfolio and you click Pulsechain and you click transactions, these ones here have been going on all day long. So these transactions here, it's been like, it was happening like every minute. And it's finally come to like a halt. I don't see any action going on at this point, right? But the interaction with the smart contract and Curve protocol was utilizing USDT, PDAI, and you'll see even here you have USDC. These are the free copy forks that were airdropped to the Pulsechain network for people that were holding USDC on Ethereum, DAI on Ethereum, and then also USDT. They got a carbon copy on Pulsechain, which have been called the free copies, the fake copies, and then the whole narrative of the PEGGENING has been taking place for over a year now. Let me see if anybody else is in chat. All good. I get paid Friday buying more PDAI. What do you think of PDAI long term? Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. What's up, Crypto Pride? Jay Perry, thank you for joining. So it's been an exciting day, right? We're seeing this happen, and look at one just happened right now 44 seconds ago. So this has been nonstop for hours, and it just took a 10-minute break, and now it's going back. 44 seconds ago, you see a minus of 15,997 USDT, $16.25. That's the free copy. Looks like executed like some kind of swap for actual PDAI, $16.17. So this has been going on, and you go on the chain and you see nonstop, buying and selling small amounts, right? And if you guys don't know anything about the AMM fixer bots, I'm going to play a footage of you from a long time ago. It's been a while since we've heard Richard Hart talk about this, but I'm going to play some footage so that you guys can kind of get an understanding of what these fixer bots actually do. Going way back, man. This was an interview from a long time ago, but listen closely because they're going to ask him about this fixer bot and how it operates.
And then
the other question was about the fixer bot.
Yeah, the fixer bot. I mean, basically, it mints pulse and goes and tries to equalize like virtual market caps on the different coins so that they're kind of priced properly, or the ratios are accurate with the inflation of supply, and that's it. So it mints pulse in order to harvest ERC20s so that those ERC20s can't buy as much pulse, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I brought that up because I went talking with other people that are, a lot more advanced than me when it comes to blockchain. And they're talking about these transactions that are happening, that they're like the bots, and like they're referring to the AMM fixer radio bots. And people are speculating that the PEGGENING is now in motion, and it's going to start happening as far as the fixer bots bringing not only USDT, PDAI, and USDC, but getting them closer to peg within each other. Because if you can see the price right now, USDC right now is 0.001266 cents, right? And then you got PDAI, it's almost a perfect peg. It just a little bit below it. USDT is 0.001022. Then you got PDAI ahead of them by double digits, 0.002391. And when PDAI has a pump, USDC has a pump, and USDT, right? But the main narrative has been around DAI. Now, if you want to refer back to Maria, the Atropa developer, has talked about the ecosystem needing all of these carbon copies as far as the stable tokens when it comes to PDAI, when it comes to PUSDC, when it comes to PUSDT, need to reach parity and peg together. Maybe PDAI reaches it first, but they're all kind of behind, right on track for the ecosystem to succeed, and what Richard Hart ultimately wanted to do. So you have all like these fixer bots and ratios and doing all this action, and the way it was explained to me is the ratios are being played with right now to go into motion for these to start to rise up together, or whether it rises up or down to meet parity between the three as close as they possibly can, right? And we've seen them close and further apart and closer apart off and on, but the fact is that they move together. So it's interesting to see that not only did this happen today, and I'll refresh it, with the Curve protocol 32 seconds ago, minus 60,000 USDT for a plus USDC. So that's right now, that's not DAI, that's USDC. So something's going on here, right? This is like comes one day after, where if you go to the liquidity tab on PulseX, we got the V1 .0.7 update on PulseX. Looks a lot cleaner. Then you have the stable tab. Well, what do you mean the stable tab? Well, now if you go to the info page, you can see that there is these pools, right, for the stable tokens. Before you always had, here, here, and here, but now you can pull up liquidity for an LP APR of 2.09%. And I don't know what's to come after this, right? I would imagine as whatever's transpiring here that's, taking place every second of the day, actively, it's not for shits and giggles, right? It didn't happen the day, spark up the day after this update happened on PulseX with the stable, yield section for no reason. These were two steps that happened one after another. The last two steps that happened one after another that was a large event that I had called early on and it happened was I said, if Richard Hart was going to use the sacrifice funds to pump the price of Pulsechain, it would make sense that he bridged it over. But if he bridged it over, if I were him, I would be doing it at the time where he set the bridge fees from Ethereum to Pulsechain at 0. Once he set it at 0, I was like, I predict he did that so he could bridge in millions of dollars without paying a bridge fee. Sure enough, after that bridge fee went to 0%, that was the big step. Big step 2 was it bridged over tons of DAI and over to Pulsechain to pump our bags. We saw that early on, January, February of 2024. So, those two went together. Two big steps here. The update on PulseX, with the stable aspect added to this. Now you can see here, people are utilizing it that are involved with, wanting to put their stable tokens to work for the Ethereum side that's bridged over. And then the very next day, this kicks into action several hours ago. And the transactions are just, you can go page by page by page, right? So you got to imagine these transactions are small amounts. It wouldn't make sense probably to do like 1,000 at a time. You do it in small increments. And I think this might be the trick that was up his sleeve. He has hinted that something about he had a trick up his sleeve. He had talked about speaking to somebody over the phone that had a way for us to utilize DAI on Pulsechain. He has given different hints out there that made us believe the narrative around bringing PDAI to $1. And why would that be important? Because it would be the most decentralized stablecoin in all of crypto, right? Everything's like centralized. Everything can be frozen. Everything can be stopped at any given time. And you see that happening more and more as governments are getting involved in seizing and freezing assets. And they can do that at any given second with a stable token on the Ethereum network. Well, if Richard Hart figures out to do this, it'll be a truly decentralized stable token that cannot be frozen or seized by a government, right? This is trying to be truly decentralized. The government can't control everything. That's not why we're here in crypto. Any questions out there? Anything with wrapped BTC? Before a wrapped Bitcoin could reach parity, you would have to have a stable token reach parity. That's my honest belief here. You would have to have a stable DAI, a stable USDC, and a stable USDT, like I believe could potentially be happening. You would have to have that in order for you to structure a wrapped Bitcoin that's pegged, the PWBTC wrapped to Bitcoin, or a P Ethereum, or whatever it may be, or any other free copy, because the free copies were given to us for a reason. The world's largest airdrop. For a reason. We got them all. Everything that was an ERC20, we got a copy over here on Pulsechain. And he allowed the community of all those different projects and platforms to say, hey, you got free copies over here. Feel free to bridge over and provide liquidity and make your token tradable over here. And if it reaches a parity, you know, congratulations, you guys did that. But when it comes to the PEGGENING and everyone feeding on this narrative, there's just been so much that's been happening in the background, right? There's been so much that's been fueling this fire that every time it seems to go down or go out, it sparks back up. And today's event is a step 1 and the step 2. And what will be step 3? We're still waiting to see, you know, what this means exactly. But you don't just start activating this type of behavior with Curve Protocol utilizing free copies if Richard Hart thought these were worthless tokens. If they meant absolutely nothing to him, why bother triggering this? If this meant absolutely nothing to him, why has he talked about them in the past as far as like, hey, look, Ethereum, your free copies are up, you know, X amount of percentage, this many X. I think he has stayed quiet and hinted for a long time, you know, what could possibly happen. And those that held and those that believed, maybe it's the time where now we saw this price action happen, people sold off, goes back up, people sell off. You may not get a big correction back down to here. This, whatever's happening, could stabilize this price here and allow these two to catch up by doing it slowly. The activity seems to be going between USDC, USDT, and DAI. I think once they're all three on the same level or close, then you can start to see some things happen as far as movement in price. Movement in price is going to, once you see this happening across the board, people are going to FOMO in. But the AMM bots and how they, you know, utilize the tokens and split all that up, it's very hard to like understand and grasp. I'm just like, as many times as I listen to it, the only thing now is I can see it in real time happening. Then I'm going to understand it. Until then, it's like, cool, like, all right, this is happening. We've digested it. People sold the pump. But I'm like, hey, man, like now it's time to take it serious because we're on the verge of a bull market. I believe a bull market. And if the bull market happens, you know, I predict after the election. In crypto, if you look at all the cycles, Bitcoin is pumped after an election, on an election year, right? It's pumped. After the elections, Bitcoin has taken off. So if that happens and Bitcoin takes the market and all that money that was spent as far as the sacrifice funds on Ethereum, and Richard Hart's intentions are, remember, no expectations of the work of others, but if what people are expecting or people are speculating that he's going to take, you know, Ethereum after 2-3x's and inject it into Pulsechain, he's going to need to have a basis, a stable coin. A stable coin needs to happen in the network. And I don't think he'd be comfortable with the stable token that can be froze. Like that, he doesn't like middlemen, right? He likes to eliminate that. So if some way he can do this in a decentralized fashion that has Richard Hart written all over it. And this happening on the, you know, November elections and here in America are a couple months out. Like I said, after the elections, Bitcoin have taken off during these cycles, during election years. You can go look, the proof's all out there. Go check the internet. It would be perfect timing for this to start happening 2 months prior. What if it only takes him 2 months of this type of activity? Today was a test. He did this for, I don't know who else would do it. Whoever triggered it is probably Richard or his developers. This had started happening and it went on for several hours. Now it's taking a break. Like we were finally seeing gaps. It's been doing it by the minute. So is it collecting data and seeing what happens in the environment where this is triggered and people are buying and selling? I think so. I think data is being collected as we speak. Hey, Pat, what's up, dog? What's up, man? Crypto Neptune, PDAI ready to moon. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know any other place in crypto where something like this happened. This is like the unknown. You never seen this. You never seen this happen anywhere else. You never seen this happen anywhere else. This is mind-boggling. What does this mean? Why do this? Why do this if these are worthless tokens that will never peg? Because you're going to have the people who are like, it'll never peg. It can't, it mathematically can't happen. It's going to need billions of dollars of collateral and to back it. And all these different people that have said those things are going to jump on this and be like, it means absolutely nothing. Well, it couldn't be absolutely nothing. It's got to be at least a test. It's got to at least, this has been a simulation and a test for the past year on not only the community backing it and the narrative, but now we see something spring into action. Something's going on. You cannot deny that something is not going on. What, 24 hours after we get that stable update on PulseX, this goes? Put 2 and 2 together. Right? If you are a Richard Hart, Maxi, Hex, Inc., and all that, and you want to call all the other tokens goofy, great. You got a peanut brain. That's great. Stick to that, bro. I think you will do good. But if you fail to say, okay, that's happening on chain. This is Curve Protocol. These are the free copies. People reacted to it that saw, people bought. Okay, what's going on? Why would this be going on? You can even click on the transaction here. It'll take you to the Explorer page, and you get to see all that action. But you can see it on DBank. Let's take a deep dive, though, into the wallet holders. I think it's very interesting. Okay? Because people are going to say there's 22 billion tokens supply, right? Top ones are in smart contracts, 2.9 billion, 481 million. And then the rest are just like 1%ers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wallets actually own 1%. The rest are all below 1%. But let's take a look at the number one wallet and how much PDAI he holds. It shows there on chain. You can see 350 million PDAI. But you unfold all the other chains, has no activity on any other chain. He just holds this wallet just holds PDAI. And you go look at the transactions for months, there's been no, other than when they get these like fees of other tokens, nothing. This person has not swapped in months, hasn't bought anything, hasn't sold PDAI, hasn't bought it, hasn't participated in anything. At all. If you know what these transactions are, you've seen them before. These are not someone going on and, oh, let me transact with a penny of wrapped ETH. It's done nothing. This wallet goes as far back. You can take a look and go on chain, follow them. Go on DBank, follow the wallet when you can start looking yourself. It's like this wallet was made to own PDAI and hold it. It's been doing that for a long time now, right? Going to the number 2 wallet, which is 300 million tokens. All you got to do is look on chain, man. Look on chain. This happens to be the Coinbase, the Coinbase wallet. Remember, they donated to the Coinbase wallet. Was it for the? I forgot the donate. Was it the donation address? I forget why that happened. But this is a Coinbase wallet, right? Let me make sure. Did I put this out there for people to join live? I might have not. Oops. This is 38 people watching. Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and get that on. Let me do this. Let me pause the sound on this. Make sure you go on X, I always say, and post this. Tag Richie. Tag old Richard Hart. We want Richard Hart to see this. Man, I'd love the day to talk with Richard Hart, pick his brain, and put all the hashtags, man. The hashtags, everything. We want the PDAI community to be here. People have questions. People are excited about this. They want to know, what the hell is going on. We're here to take a deep dive into the blockchain and make sure, we all enjoy this journey together. So I just put the live stream on there. Let me look at the chat here. Wow, we all gonna make it. You still like a Tropa? Yeah, Tropa, still like it. Richard wants to leave a legacy. Pulse Jitsu, the Fast Abdul. I am here for the tech. The PulseX stable swap is not a fork of Curve. Yeah, no one said it's a fork of Curve. I don't know what it is a fork of. I know it's going to compete with your platform. What is it? 2 fucks? Double fucks? I forget the name of it. 2 fucks or double fucks? 3 fucks? You're in my chat. Appreciate you. But hey, man, what you supplied now, I believe Richard Hart supplies on PulseX. So some nice competition, buddy. Some nice competition. It's been a while since I've visited your platform, but nice to have you here. He might have had millions of DAI on each chain and got millions free PDAI. These are definitely some big wallets, but the one I want you to take a look at is the one that ends in DDC8. I'm going to make sure I unfollowed so I can show you guys the follow. This is linked to good old Richie. Follow this one, right? This wallet here is one of Richard Hart's wallets. So they say $268 million value. It has $267 million in Ethereum value. Holds a ton of hex, like 250 million hex liquid. On the Pulsechain side, it has 675,000. So that, I don't know if it's a Richard Hart or if it's linked to him, but that's the rumor. I can't verify that stuff, man. I can only speculate. But this one holds 278,000 or million PDAI currently. And same thing, this is not like a wallet that swaps and trades or does this and that. It's just holding a ton of PDAI, right? And then you would hop over to USDC. You can go look at the wallets here and take a look at what's going on in the holder count and see, this one has a really high supply, 28 billion. Top 2 contracts own the most number 1 wallet here, 503. Look at all these are smart contracts right here. So the top wallet outside this 2.71% is below 1%, right? You can see right here. Do I see Richie's wallet's not here. But let's just plug in this one that has 0.78. But first, let's do the 2.71 percent wallet holder. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. This wallet right here, $4.6 billion wallet. I don't know what's going on there. In Ethereum, this wallet. So what the heck? Must be an airdropped on Pulsechain. So whatever wallet this has a ton of USDC, right? It's 542 million, and then it ended up, and probably doesn't even know, it got a free airdrop on Pulsechain. Has a ton of USDC, has a ton of USDT and USDC. Let's see. It is a fork of Pancake Stable Swap. Awesome. If it does that mean PEGGENING Bitcoin will need to peg 2? I believe if it were to peg, it would happen after a peggening of the stable tokens. We'll see. How long does that take? Let's go refresh and see, because we went like 6 hours straight with this having. Okay, so we've had some activity since I've been browsing. 4 minutes ago, minus 4,833 PDAI, minus 6,390 USDT, and then plus 1,282 USDC. Like, these transactions are all happening. It's fun to watch. Eventually, more and more people are going to talk about this, and we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out why this is happening. It's not a coincidence that this happened after the Pancake fork of the stable token feature that was added to PulseX, why this came and started happening after. It's not a coincidence because, it's doing it with the free copies. So if I want to speculate, I think what will eventually happen, I'm just going to throw this out there, is when you go to the farms one day, I think there is going to be farms for the free copies. I don't know if they have to meet Peg first. I don't know if he does it before it happens, but I think you're going to definitely see the free copies in the form of a farm, or just like you see as far as when you go to the info page and you see the copy from PancakeSwap with the stables. That's what I speculate could and probably will happen if I piece it all together and really think, right? Honestly, that's what I think will happen. So, we'll look at USDT. This is the one where Maria said she was going to make dystopia and like a whole nother ecosystem, a web of liquidity around this entire token here, right? The web that she created for PDAI, or he or she, I don't know, a Tropodev, USDT. There was going to be a built ecosystem for this one too. And look at the top wallets here. A little bit different as far as distribution. A lot different as far as distribution. But you see like the lowest 0.83% outside of the 1%. This one's what, 1.73, 1.4, right at 1%. Plug it in. And if I had to guess, it's, oh, look at it. Is that OKEX? Wow, so this is just an airdrop for them. Don't even know. I mean, they'll know. This pegs will be like, oh, snaps. I got, $300 million? That's when people wake up. And that would be the transition on, I know Richard Hart doesn't care about centralized exchanges, but they'd be like, whoa, I got a $300 million stable token that was airdropped to me. Let me get some of those Pulsechain tokens on over here. We'll do a pair between the Pulsechain stable token. That's in a centralized environment, obviously, but they were entitled to the airdrop because they hold those tokens. Let's see if there's any questions, or, man, this is filling up. Got a lot. That's RH. He might have had millions of DAI on ETH. Let's see. Damn, you should have loaded up more PDAI bag plus 75%. Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Will the mint function of PDAI be turned on again someday? They turned it off. I don't think it can be turned back on. That function was taken care of well over like a year and a half ago, almost a while back. That's Binance. Okay, that's Binance. If there was a incentivized pool for PDAI with other P copies on Fux, 2 Fux, what should the other copies be? I don't know. I gotta think about that. What about LUSD? LUSD. I don't want to go into the LUSD. They had a whole scene like not too far back. A lot of things happen and shady things happen. We know that the speculation is real heavy and strong when it comes to the involvement of Richard Hart or the Pulsechain developers, and then you have an entire development from a Tropodev that's trying to peg this versus nobody but community people are talking about LUSD. There ain't no developer with a web of liquidity on tokens or Maria or anybody involved with LUSD as far as I understand. So that's not something I'm going to really speculate on that I feel is strong pre-bull market, unless you want to buy it and large bags can sell. There are farms for some copies on 9-inch. Yeah. 9-inch, I'm not really in tune with 9-inch anymore. That was something I really was in favor of and was excited about, but I think they dropped the ball on a lot of things that just, I think even when the bull market hits, like, I got PulseX. I'm not going to need to use it. 9mm, you know what happened there. People will use 9-inch, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to stick with PulseX. And listen, man, the Hexy bastard. That's all I can say. Yeah, any more questions? I'm liking what I see here. I feel like we're going to see this for a while. Then you'll see some drops because people are going to sell when they, if they're in profit. Then it comes back up. Maybe it's going to stabilize and wait for the brother and the sister, USDT and USDC to catch up. But in the meantime, all I can do is sit back and watch and see what the heck does this mean? What's going on here? It's got to mean something. Hopefully somebody out there in Twitter or somebody out there that's smart enough to web up all the information that's on chain to say, yeah, I see where this could be leading to, because we're in the unknown. It's something we've never seen before. So to draw it all together right now would be a little difficult, but we could speculate. There's things to get excited about. There's definitely things to get excited about, and what it means to the entire ecosystem to have a decentralized stable token. Not one, but a few. Means a lot. Means a lot. Let's make sure. Did I post that here? Yeah, you guys got to go to the X page and make sure you repost the live stream that it's on. We'll keep answering questions. Refreshing this page here. Hopefully, I wonder why it went several hours of doing this and then it just stopped. There's a reason for that. What's the reason? All right. I've kept it simple, holding only Pulse, PulseX, PDAI, Hex, and PX. I like your strategy. Definitely would have to agree. Home base. I have not given up on EHEX. Let's take a look at EHEX. That's another one where I think EHEX should probably, at some point, match up with the price of PHEX. There's a lot of things happening. I think PX was way oversold, can continue to sell off. And then the amount of liquidity here, like whether it's Richard or somebody else, another entity, one of his whale friends. I mean, we have God Whale, one of the biggest supporters of Hex, very easily could shoot this up to meet parity with Hex. Well, EHEX meet parity with PHEX. And then Richard Hart removed, the market has chosen EHEX, or PHEX over EHEX. Off the website was taken down. Got the court case coming up. I think it's in October, October 24th. Wouldn't it be funny as Richard Hart sits in court, or his lawyers sit in court, and we're looking at this, and as they're saying, users are down, they're waiting to say users are down 90% of their investment, and everyone's shouting at the top of mountains like, we're on our way to peg, we're at 35, 45 cent PDAI, and movements happening, and then we're still waiting for the injection. Like, people start getting excited and unwrecked and all that as far as sacrifice money to happen all before the court case. I mean, wouldn't it be a beautiful thing to have a pegged token that literally was like worthless, called worthless? I mean, on what other chain do you have this kind of speculation and excitement and this type of narrative? Nowhere in cryptocurrency do you have this going on. There is nothing like this happening. This is a big day. This is a really big day for Pulsechain. I'm happy for everybody, man, because it's something to really be excited about. Something that you got to consider, investigating. Definitely. Ryan Torres, what are your top 3 picks on this bull market that will do the most X's? Hex, EHEX, PulseX, EHEX because how low EHEX is down, and then TitanX and DragonX, all those. Everything ending with an X? Is that true? EHEX, PHEX, PulseX, TitanX, DragonX. So that's 6, all ending X. For many X's, right? Many X's. You want many X's? Those are the X's. That's interesting. I just realized what I did there. See any more questions here? How long have we been streaming on? 40 minutes. Anyone want to ask anything? Anyone got any insight or speculation? Anybody at all? I'm going to be watching this like a hawk. Like a hawk. And I can't see anything that was like a significant number, right? There was like a big number. I could go as far back as I could go, right? Going down the page just like line by line. But I just don't see, it's just all this. Look at how much. Why was this happening? I want some big brain energy person to come on stream and tell me it means absolutely nothing, or we're on to something big and here's what it might be, right? What in the heck? It received ink. Why did this wallet receive ink? Like a little bit, like a penny of ink. That's random. It's really random. Yeah, ink token. What in the world? Why would the curve find? I don't know. Beats me. I only know so much. My brain can only go so deep into blockchain before I get lost in the rabbit hole, and I am beyond my capabilities of understanding what's happening. But we're looking like right now, I'm like 5 hours deep into when these transactions happen. I'm going to flow back as far back as I can, because the timing of when this happened is going to be interesting, because this was nonstop and then it just stopped, right? So why? And when will it kick back in? What is this? Kitty token? Kitty? What in the heck is that? I don't know. Kitty. Oh, look, there's that mic token. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that means. 7 hours ago. So, yeah, this activity's been going on for, man, I was asleep. Around these times, I was dead asleep. So somebody noticed it happening, and they reported it incorrectly, thinking it was happening on Ethereum. But this is going on for 14 hours of action. No one talked about at all till this morning. I saw that tweet. It's been going on 16 hours. Has this been going on for 24 hours now? We'll take a look. So it's been, look at this. Look at this. There were larger transactions at the beginning, $80, $83. 16 hours ago, 12 hours ago was 1 o'clock in the morning. So this was happening when I was awake. I was still on the computer last night till about 1 a.m. Had I known, man, I would have thrown a much larger bag and caught this pump. I already have died, but for a good trade, man, I could have bought a ton and sold up here. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but I didn't. So this activity has been going on. I'm as far back as I can go, 19 hours. All right. So for all we know, this has been going on since he released the update or before. What came first? That update or this? That's interesting. I don't know if anybody's talking about this, but I'm discovering this September 2nd, this was going on. And this is the interaction with the Curve protocol. See if anybody has anything to say. You don't think that PTGC will go to hardest in Pulsechain? Richard changed the logo. Yeah, PTGC, I have it. And I've done an interview with them. I do believe in it. And I would have to add it to the list. Yeah, PTGC. And that's it. I'll wrap it up at there. Look at this. So this has happened before. Look at June 30th. So the last time this took place, as we dig into the blockchain, right, was June 30th. This type of activity was happening. And it stopped for July, August. It stopped for about 63 days. Its last transaction was June 30th. 5,781 USDT. Subtract, it's like $5.90. And it started up September 2nd. And it's been going ongoing. So why did it stop for that long? And how long did it go before? I'm just digging and looking. A long time. A long time. A really long time. So that's interesting. It took a 3-month break. I wonder if it'll do it again. Last night was a test for the future PEGGENING. Somebody's testing something. Somebody's been testing. This has been going on, man. This has been going on. All right. This has been going on. This isn't just today. I woke up today, saw somebody else notice it. Now I noticed it. Right? Something's been happening. So there was a testing phase. I didn't go far back prior to before June 30th, but there was pages of it happening. It took a little over 2-month break, like 63 days off, and turned it back on September 2nd, and been doing it nonstop till right about now, September 4th. What in the world? I guess the only thing we can go back is to June 30th and look at the price action that was going on around that time to see, is there any signs of, like, when that happens, that price pumps happen that other people may have noticed and that's why people bought. I'll go to June 30th, right? June 30th, a dip from 0227, and it spiked to 0.003563. Maybe we're on to nothing. Maybe we're on to something. I don't know. But we're definitely on the cusp of a bull market. Any big brain energy out there? Anybody got any feedback on this? Well, I know Pulse Jitsu, you're a pretty smart man. You got your own platform. What are your thoughts? If you're still there, what are your thoughts on what's transpiring and why? What would be the reason? What would be the reason? What would be this interaction here? Because somebody noticed that it happened today, but it happened started a couple days back. Now I'm noticing it's been going on. So there's a lot of testing been doing. What kind of data was collected at this point? I don't know. But the fact that it turned off, is that going to kill momentum? Is it going to correct, after this sets off? And if it corrects, is it going to be turned back on? We just came from 2 zeros and 1 5. We'll see. Take a look at the price of Pulsechain. Continuously going down right now. I think the bottom should be here soon. So don't forget to pound the like button, guys. Drop a comment. Appreciate everybody joining the stream. Yeah, Crypto Elite. Yeah, we know. We're not saying that it happened on Ethereum. It happened on Pulsechain. This is happening. The mistake that you're talking about has already been covered. This activity that you're looking at right now on camera is not a mistake. It's Curve protocol. Look at it. Click portfolio. Click Ethereum. The mistake that was given was here on the Ethereum transactions page. It was showing PDAI, which was a mistake. But when you go to Pulsechain, right, look at the transactions. 54 seconds ago, it's happening again. This is the Pulsechain blockchain that's been happening for months now. And it's interactions between PDAI, USDC, and USDT. No one's saying that there was liquidity or interaction with Ethereum tokens and copies. It's the free copies interacting with each other on the protocol, which is Curve. All right? So hold your horses. We know that post was not real. Cool. Just want to make sure you're on point. All right? The mystery around all this is pure magic, and we're loving it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. But right when I'm about to log off, it kicks in. Richard's watching this stream. He's like, it's going to happen again. And here it goes. It took a 23-minute break. Now it kick-started back on. Minus 15,850 USD fork. Plus 12,727 USDC fork. What it means, I don't know. One can only imagine, right? I don't know if this is going to support the price when people start dumping. Kick back in, but don't forget to smash the like button. Till next